What's going on, everyone? Thanks for entering the lobby of hobbies. It's been a while, right? So it's been a little bit over a month since I've dropped a video, but it's been busy in the lobby of hobbies household. We celebrate in the month of May probably about 6 birthdays, a little bit of what else we have? Graduations we're celebrating, but also Mother's Day. So it's a very busy month for us. On top of your boy having an interview for a promotion at work that I'm still, waiting to hear. We're still praying on that, but we'll see how that goes. But yes, it's been a busy month, so I had to focus fully on the things that needed to get done. We just celebrated my daughter's 3rd birthday. Obviously, she's a COVID kid, so we haven't been able to actually, the past 2 years, celebrate with family and friends, actually having a party. So we did it for the first time safely, and we had a blast. We went all out for her to celebrate her, but that was, that's what it's about. It's about spending time with family and friends. It's honestly why I love this hobby so much, getting to meet people, enjoy, make new friends at the table. But we're back with a video, right? So if you're ready for this one, this is called the Tabletop Tag. Let's get into it. All right, so like I said at the top, this is the Tabletop Tag. Big shout out to Mitch and Morgan over at M is for Meeple for tagging me to, challenge me to do this tag. But this is pretty much a list of questions to kind of get to know Jazz kind of vibe, I guess. But just a little bit of talk. We're going to be tagging some people at the end of this video as well. But I have a list of 20 questions that I was challenged to answer. Some of these, hard, some of them easy, so let's start it off. All right, ready? The first question is, what is my name? It is Jazz. The age, location, I'm getting close to 40, so I'll be 39 this year. I am in the Philadelphia area, over the bridge in New Jersey. So PAX Unplugged is my home convention. I'm always there every year for PAX Unplugged. But yeah, that's who I am. So second question is, what is my favorite childhood board game? To be honest, I didn't grow up playing many board games as a kid. I was heavily into sports. So I don't say that I didn't have time, but it just wasn't something that was heavily done in my household. My parents were working all the time, hardworking family. So, it was, by the time they got home, it was time to kind of go to bed. But we did have some games, and Clue was the number one game that we played. Obviously, that's not like super childhood, but as I got older, probably, elementary school age, we got some games of Clue, and I still love Clue to this day. It's on my shelf down here at the bottom, but I have a copy of Clue. I still love to play it. It's just a fun deduction game, and everybody that I know in my family has played it and enjoys it. All right, so question number 3 is, when did you really get into the board game hobby? Like I said, I didn't play a lot of board games when I was younger. It wasn't until I was around like 20, 21 years old. My wife and I were dating, and it was trying to get to know her family. So I just went out to the store, Toys R Us. They don't exist anymore. But I picked up a copy of Scattergories and Taboo, because those were the party games, right? Out there. And we just had a blast getting to meet some of her family for the first time. And we were playing those games all night. And the question I got at the end of the night was, man, this was really fun. When can we do this again? So I immediately went home, typed into Google top board games and came across Board Game Geek, and it's been over since then. So that's kind of when I really got into starting to dive into what this hobby had to offer, watching videos constantly online. So yeah, that was probably 2005, 2006 area is when I really started to start looking into board games. So next question, the first game that I purchased, and do I still own that game today? Yes, I do still own it, and it is Ticket to Ride. Let's say the first modern board game that I purchased is Ticket to Ride. I love it, the OG. I have never owned any of the others. I have played them digitally, But yeah, the OG is just a great game to get new people into. Yeah, it's a perfect gateway style game or welcoming game to get people to the table, who know pretty much Monopoly and all the other, Parker Brothers, Milton Bradley style games. Definitely, it is Ticket to Ride. Question number 5 says, what hobbies other than board games am I a part of? I'm a huge sports fan, as I said at the beginning. Growing up, I played a lot of sports, travel, baseball, traveling all over the country, playing college. But now, obviously, at my age, I'm just watching sports. I love watching, baseball, football, you name it. And a huge boxing family. Like we watch every big boxing fight. It's like inbred into our Puerto Rican culture. So those are the sports that I'm really into. I love camping. My family, we love outdoors. So just going out camping, doing things like fishing, crabbing. We enjoy that as well. I do enjoy video games. I don't get to play them that much. I dabble in a little bit here and there, but I'm not, chasing the new hotness all the time. Whatever I can get at a bargain, I'm cool. I'm taking hand-me-downs too. If once you're done playing the game, shoot it my way. I'll give it a try. So yeah, those are the things I'm into. I like trying new things. So if there's a hobby out there that you think or want to know if I've done, drop it down in the comments below. I'm always into trying new stuff as well. My breakthrough game, question number 6, it was Pandemic. So I got Pandemic as a gift to Christmas. The year that it came out was at 2007. And it was over from there. I was like, wow, this is what the board games are about. It was a cooperative game. Never played anything cooperative before. We're a huge competitive family. My wife's family's competitive. My family's competitive. So a cooperative game that we can, try and get together. We play team sports and just try to. It's like playing a team sport, right? You got to work together to beat this board. And it was over from there. Played it for hours on end the very first time we got it to the table. So question number 3, or no, number 7, 1, 3, I can't even count right? So a theme that always draws you in. To be honest, I don't really have one set theme. I like a lot of different themes. I like things that are unique to try, but I want to say things that grasp me that I'm always going to look at or pull off the shelf just to, read what the game's about are, fantasy style games. I like things that are, with mythology. I'm a huge fan of like Blood Rage, the whole that Eric Lang trilogy. So Blood Rage, Ankh, Rising Sun, that like mythological type things, mythological creatures. I just love that fantasy style theme. But yeah, I'm in for everything. I honestly, if it's something that seems interesting or it's something unique that hasn't been done before, I'm definitely also going to take a second or a closer look at that as well. So yeah, whatever you got theme-wise, throw it my way. And if it's something that seems interesting, yeah, I'm going to check it out. All right. So number 8, my favorite mechanism. If this is your first time on the channel, I think everybody else who's watched this, watched the channel knows it is worker placement. Through and through, by far, I am a worker placement junkie. Dice worker placement, you name it, whatever type of worker placement, I love it. It's just something about the anxiety that kind of comes through. It's good anxiety of trying to see whether or not that spot that I really want to go to is going to be there my next turn, and then trying to, flip the switch on my strategy mid-game when that person takes, I've been building for that strategy, and now that spot or that location that I need to go to is no longer available. Yeah, I just love that, that stressor in worker placement games. Question number 9 says, what is a mechanic that you don't like or that you aren't good at? Does roll and move count as a mechanic? Yeah, definitely not roll and move style games, but I don't know. Not that I don't like them. Social deduction games I really enjoy, but for some reason, I'm just not that good at them. I guess a lot of I would say, not that I'm not good, I would say majority of the social deduction games that I play, I'm playing it with family. They're party or style games, so my family kind of gets to know me, especially my wife. I can't get over on a social deduction game with my wife. She can see right through me. But yeah, we enjoy them. Not that I'm good at them. All right. So on to question number 10 says, what is the newest game that I have received in my collection, and have I played it yet? At the present moment, Anno 1800 is the newest game in my collection, and I have not played it yet. But I have some friends over at Origins this weekend. I guess today is when Origins opens up, but it's already opened up. The floor is already open, and hopefully they've picked up a copy of this one for me. I have played it. I've played a prototype copy, and I'm looking for this one. This is Green Team Wins from 25th Century Games. But also, I actually have a copy of Arc Nova that I still haven't picked up, as well as My Father's Work that just came in at my local game store. So, yeah, those are, I guess, the newest stuff that have technically, right? Or I'm going to be getting. But yeah, so that's it. Those are the games that I'm kind of currently waiting on, my newest ones. My favorite player count. Well, I'll tell you that my most played player count is 2 players. I love 2 players, but I think my favorite, although I don't play it that often, is 4 player count. It's just the sweet spot for all games. When my game group, we haven't gotten able to meet in a while. That 4 player spot is the sweetest. And when we get a game and we're playing 4 player, yeah, I just love that 4 player count. But primarily 2 player, 3 player is when I'm able to get games to the table the most. Obviously, it's just me and my wife, or me and one of my brothers, me and a friend. We'll be playing a 2 player game. But then we're always pulling in someone else that we're trying to teach as well that game to get more. When I'm reviewing games, I like to try to play as many player counts. So if you see a game that I've reviewed on the channel that's not just strictly 2 player only, I've played it at 2, 3, and 4 almost every single time. Next question. Question number 12 is, what is your board game pet peeve? Now I'll tell you, this really irks me. I know probably a lot of gamers will probably say this is when someone's not paying attention. But I kind of expect that all the time. But the biggest pet peeve is, someone's looking at their phone while you're trying to, explain the game. But it's, as you're playing the game, after you've explained it, is that person who wasn't obviously fully attentive to you explaining it, asks you the question, okay, so what am I supposed to do on my turn? Especially like the first turn. Like, okay, so what am I supposed to do? Like, yeah, that's a big pet peeve. But we get through it. We work their way. A lot of times, you get people who they're like to see things first, and I understand that, right? They don't like the explanation. They have to kind of go through and see how the game's working. And a lot of times I just say, hey, kind of pull off of what I'm doing every turn. I'll explain my turn, why I do it, and hopefully that kind of helps you along the way. So I do my best to kind of manage everybody's learning style the best that I can. But yeah, there are definitely some things that are pet peeves as well. So on to the next question. Question number 13 is, what player color do you use most often? All right, so I'm going to put it in this order. Actually, I'm wearing the shirt, so it's the white. I'm always picking white. If it's not white, it's black. And if it's not white or black, I would prefer gray hands down all the time. But they don't make enough gray. They never make gray, really. If it's not that, it's purple, because that's my wife and my daughter's favorite color. And then anything else after that, honestly. It's probably like blue, green, just give it to me. But yeah, white is the easiest because it's the most, for me, it's the most easily identifiable on the table. Sometimes when I'm picking black and there's also purple or there's blue, sometimes it's just so dark, depending on how the lighting is. It's just tough for me to see at the table. But yeah, white, black, purple, but I would always prefer gray. Start making more gray meeples, guys. Like, it doesn't have to, I don't care, light gray, dark gray, just gray. That's just my color of choice. Just look at my closet, I have a lot of gray. All right. Next question says, question 14, do I read the rule book or do I watch a how to play video? Well, I will say prior to doing board game content, I was watch the rules. But now, I like to watch and read the rules. A lot of times I'm getting games, that come through my doorstep that have not been released yet. There hasn't been a video made yet for it, so I of course am reading the rule book. Even before I enjoyed reading the rule book to get a good grasp of it. But obviously there's some games you just don't have the time to read every rule book. But I will tell you that my work bag that I carry with me that has my work laptop and everything, there's at least 2 or 3 rule books in there all the time. So on a lunch break, I'm reading rule books. My 15-minute breaks at work, I'm reading rule books. So yeah, I love to read the rule books. I guess a combination of both, but a good watch it played video. Rodney is, knocks them out the park. But there's some other great, awesome videos out there. I love some, just watching playthroughs to see how the game works and functions, and I also see some strategies out there too. So yeah, that's what I would say. My next question is my favorite snack while eating or playing a board game. I will be honest and tell you that I really don't eat snacks at the table. And it's not that I don't enjoy snacks. Obviously, look at me. I enjoy snacks. But unfortunately, I have a condition called ulcerative colitis. It's similar to Crohn's disease, if you've ever heard of it. So honestly, when I'm at the table, I try not to eat much because, if I have to go, I have to go, and I don't want to interrupt the game. So normally I'm eating a snack after the game. There's always a table that we have off to the side with that does have snacks, normally some chips, as long as people are good with the chips. I always have the white bees, their name, everything's right there. But normally, some fruit, some chips, some pretzels that are here when we're playing. But normally we're ordering pizza or ordering some type of food that someone can eat. We're eating after a game or whatnot. So yeah, I'm not a big gamer, but I always have something to drink at least at the table when I'm playing. All right, next question. It's number 16. Says, have I ever been to a board game convention? And if so, which ones? So obviously you've heard me say I live in the Philadelphia area, right in New Jersey, so about 25 minutes over the bridge, and I'm at PAX Unplugged. So I've been every year since PAX has, since the inaugural season of PAX Unplugged. I've been to Origins twice. I was at Origins last year. I was at Origins a couple years ago prior to that to play some Dice Masters Nationals. But Origins is going on right at this very moment. This year, I should also be at Gen Con for my very first time at a big convention. But yeah, honestly, I don't mind if they're a big convention, small convention. I just like to learn about games, play some games, and meet new people. So yeah, I really enjoy the convention scene. Next question says, what about an unreleased game that you are most looking forward to? So I have 2, and I'm going to put it in 2 categories. First one is Endless Winter. First and foremost, Stan Kordonsky knocks it out the park with every game that he puts together. Resurgence, you name it, Lock Up. Yeah, there's some great games that he's put out. This one, I'm big fans of, like I said, worker placement. This is that deck building worker placement aspect. So a lot of people, we always are saying, Dune Imperium and Lost Ruins of Arnak, and they're saying this one's going to be better in those categories. But I think, honestly, looking at all 3 of them, playing the first 2, of course, that I love, there's going to be room to own all 3 in your collection. So definitely, yeah. Endless Winter is one. The second one is because it's a more of a family style game. I think this one, the theme will be nice for my family to just get to the table. I know my wife has demoed this with me at PAX Unplugged last year, and this is Steam Up from Hot Banana Games. It's just a cool little game about you collecting dim sum and trying to fulfill orders or fulfill like sets or collect sets to score points. Really awesome game. The components, wow, for a first-time publisher, first-time game from that publisher, is just knocking it out the park. All right, got this little revolving, spindle or wheel in the center that has the different, the bamboo baskets for the dim sum. Just awesome looking production. Got 3 more questions. Number 18 says, what is your favorite thing about the board game hobby? Hands down, it's the people. All right, it's just the people. Regardless, I love to be able to meet people from all walks of life. I don't judge where you come from, what your background is, what you're into, your orientation, anything like that. When we get to the table, we're there just to enjoy the game. And that's what I like, to get people who are from different backgrounds, different religions, different cultures, all at the table to just share in that experience. And, I'm the type of person that says you can just put your differences to the side at the table, and then what happens sometimes is you get to learn a little bit about people, and sometimes you build connections and relationships that way. And you find yourself being friends with people who think completely different from you. And that's one thing that I've enjoyed. I don't like to have friends that all think like me. I don't want walking robots. I like to see people with differences. That's why I want to be a part of this hobby. It's for the people, and it's to be able to meet people and share your differences and share your opinions. As long as you can respect what I believe and I respect what you believe, hey, you're cool with me. That's all that matters. So yeah, definitely the people, the experiences at the table, the stories, all that stuff is what I love about this hobby. Number 19 says, do I open and punch a game right away when I get it, or do I wait until I play it the first time? Mostly it's a wait until I'm ready to play it. Or I'll open it, grab the rulebook, and that's it. But normally I'll punch it the night before I'm playing it, or a few hours, honestly, before I'm playing it. But at least I've opened it sometimes to read the rulebook in advance. I'm not one of those who, will open up a game and read the rulebook, kind of learn it as we're going. I know there are some people that will, at conventions, that do that. They've wanted to play a game for a while, so they're learning the game right there as they go. I don't know, that's just too much anxiety, too much stress for me to kind of learn it. But I have done it. Just not my most favorite way of doing it. But a lot of times if the game has a lot of pieces and I got to organize it, yeah, I'll sit down there and I'll open it up and I'll organize the game and then have it ready just so that when I have to get ready to play it next time, I can just take everything out of the game trays and it's all set to go. So a little bit of both, but primarily I wait until it's closer to that game time to start punching everything. All right. The last question. All right, last question we're on. It says, what other people would I like to see do this little challenge, this tag? And I would like to do everything. First and foremost, thank you to Mitch and Morgan for even inviting me to do this challenge. It's been awesome. I love, just getting to know, obviously you guys are getting to know a little bit about me. I've gotten to know about you guys through your challenge and answering the questions. But I would have, well, one person you named, and that was Chrissy and Nick, all right, over at Two Sheep, One Wheat. So I didn't name them. They're part of our Discord. We have a joint Discord with them. So I'm going to go with the next team that makes up our Discord, the little trifecta team. And this is going to be Second Star to the Left, Michelle and Billy. Awesome, awesome channel. If you don't already follow Second Star to the Left, I'm going to put a link down to them in the description below. But yes, check out Michelle and Billy. They have some awesome content, just great dynamic between the two. Mother and daughter just love talking about games, love sharing, their experience in gaming and what they love about games with you guys. They're just down-to-earth people, and they're right here in the state of New Jersey. Gotta love them. Show love to them. Of course, my crew, Max and Doolin over at Tablenauts, just two awesome people. If you have not seen them, I don't know how you haven't seen them. They are doing big things, just great down-to-earth people, very funny, two guys that just love this hobby. They love sharing, just at the table, which is one thing that I love about them. Of course, Jeff and Jamie, Foster the Meeple, that's my family right there. Max and Doolin, Jeff and Jamie, Michelle and Billy, yeah, these are my family. That's my board game family. Up in Canada, love them. Foster the Meeple, obviously you should know who they are by now. But yeah, their interaction together is what makes being in this hobby awesome. Just love a lot of the laughs, a lot of the fun. And then the next channel, of course, this dude gives me love all the time, and he's always in the comments, just shooting me messages asking how I've been, is Billy Indiana. Billy, awesome person. Definitely got to check out his YouTube channel. But he does Kickstarter reviews, some unboxings. He does just loves to talk about games. Just a down to right, just genuine person. You can see it. I can't wait to meet you, Billy, one day. Hopefully Gen Con. All right. But yeah, awesome person. In the comments, but shooting me messages. We've talked privately, but just great person. Yeah, there's so many. I can name a bunch of people, but yeah, that's my list. That's my question. I want to see you guys answer these questions. Again, it doesn't have to be through a video. It could be in a post somewhere. Just would love to hear from you guys. But I want to thank you guys all for stopping through, checking this one out with me. If this is your first time at the channel, hit that subscribe button, hit that like button. You know how to do all the things here. But again, I want to thank you guys. But also, those of you that were shooting me messages, just checking to see how I've been because you hadn't heard from me in a month, I 100% from the bottom of my heart appreciate it. It means a lot. that shows that people really care about you. They're, they've been following your channel. They haven't seen things going on in a while. And I didn't fall off the face of the earth. Everything is all good. But yeah, of course, just doing my family thing. And the people that were supporting me saying, hey, Jazz, do your thing. We're here when you get back. I love you guys. I appreciate everything that you guys are. Genuine people. And that's what it is about here at the Lobby of Hobbies. Just sharing what we enjoy, what we love with others. Hopefully they discover something worth checking out. But in the process of all that, we're building a community, a strong community of people that respect each other, that can be down to earth with one another. And again, like I said, sometimes just put the differences to the side and get to know people for who they are. That's what this challenge has been all about, and I really appreciate it. So without further ado, I'll see you on the next one.